Sup spooks, it has been a while. I've been AWOL. I'm very sorry. Doing another work vlog because these computers are slow as hell. So, I've been busy. I had tech for Once on This Island, in which I got hit with the tree. Once on This Island is done, and then I had a week of just nothing, just finishing assignments that I hadn't done during rehearsal period. And then I had spring break. I didn't film anything over spring break. I was gonna. I didn't. I made eye contact with Cate Blanchett during spring break. That was something. It was great. Oh my god. I went and I saw The Present on Broadway with my mom, starring Cate Blanchett, Richard Roxburgh, and a whole bunch of other people whose names I can't remember. They were all fabulous. The play was incredible. And there was one part where she's prancing around barefoot in a flowy dress. She's got a pink bow in her hair. She's got a shotgun. And she was kind of looking towards the audience, like aiming, and she made eye contact with me. So that happened. In other news, I'm in another show. Oh yes. I think I said it in the last video. It's called Emotional Creature, and I thought our rehearsal period was longer. Like, I thought it was like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we were doing it, but I just realized that it's next Saturday. It's a week from today. So, I'm being put into a show with a week's rehearsal time. That'll be a good experience for my professional career, I suppose. I'm actually really worried about that now. That's a problem for not right now. Yikes. Also busy with 4 other projects. So I'm in 3 senior projects for graduating dance majors. And I was in rehearsal all morning, and then I have rehearsal from 6 to 10:30 today. And then from 3 to 6:30 tomorrow, and then all week, and like, we gotta get the stuff done. We're like 2 weeks out from the performances, so we gotta do what we gotta do. I want to be able to do everything I can for the seniors. They've like helped me through this year, so I'm just gonna be really worn down by the end of it. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I'm also doing something for Holocaust Remembrance Week called I Never Saw Another Butterfly, which, if you've never heard of it, is there's a book called I Never Saw Another Butterfly, and it's a collection of like poems and like artwork created by the children that were in the Terezin concentration camp in, can't remember what part of Europe it was located in, but it was the concentration camp that the Nazi Party kind of used as a front. So like when the Red Cross was going to be inspecting one of the concentration camps, they were like, oh, come inspect Terezin, and they made it look like it was like a real nice place, and it was not. Out of the, I think it was like 15,000 children that went into the camp, only about 100 survived. So what we're doing for this project is, they did it last year, and they're gonna make it like a recurring thing at my school, partnered with our community service center. And what it is there are readers and dancers. I am just doing reading. I'm not doing dancing because I'm in 3 other dance projects, but there's the readers are going to be reading, like performing the poems, and then the dancers, there might be music to some of them underscoring the spoken word, or there might not be, but it's very pedestrian movement, and it's gonna make me cry. After our first rehearsal, where I got the first poem I'm going to be reading, well, it's not a poem, it's like a journal entry. I had to take a minute, and like I left rehearsal early because they weren't my first piece that I'm reading. There's no dancing, it's just gonna be me standing there because it's very powerful, and it's a description of life in the concentration camp. It's called Lights Out by Helga Vaisova, I think is her name. I can't remember. It's on the bottom of the page. She survived. And I don't think she's still alive now. She might be. She's an artist from Czech Republic. But I left rehearsal early after they gave me my thing. We talked about it a little bit, and I went up to my room and I read through it once, and I just cried for like a solid 5 minutes. I was like, okay, so this is gonna be a thing. 'Cause it's just so. It's called Lights Out because they had confinement to their barracks and they weren't allowed to have any light in the evenings. They came home from work in the dark, and in the morning they went to work in the dark, and it's like just so. I can't stop thinking about like how my favorite thing about where I'm living right now is that I can keep my blinds open and wake up with the sun. So it's just so like heavy, and it's really powerful because it's called Lights Out, and then there's one part within it where she says like the sun rises and its light reaches forward directly onto my bunks, and I like reach trying to find shade, and it's just like there's a lot of imagery, which probably wasn't intentional. It's just a Jewish girl writing in her diary in a concentration camp. And there's a part where she's talking about how the young can't volunteer to transport the old people, which they're basically going to be killed. And there's a part where it says, why would you want to get rid of these old people? I can understand wanting to get rid of us young people. Perhaps they are afraid of us. And it's just very powerful, and I'm very, very proud to be able to participate in this. I'm not Jewish, but a quarter of my family is. With my last name, a lot of people just assume that I am Jewish. My grandfather is Jewish. My grandfather on my dad's side. My mom and her whole family is Catholic, and I was, baptized and confirmed a Catholic. But for a long time, my mom is very fiercely like, Jewish heritage is not your heritage. And I'm like, that is a huge portion of my family. That is still my background, even if I do not practice the religion. That's part of my family, part of how I got to be here. So, I mean, I don't know, if you're Jewish and that offends you, then tell me, and I'm sorry, I won't say that anymore, but I feel like that affected my family. My grandfather's family is from Russia. They immigrated to the US at some point. So, yeah. That's what this vlog is. Talking about I never saw another butterfly, and that I made eye contact with Cate Blanchett. So I'll let you guys know how that stuff goes. If I'm able to get any videos of my performances, I'll be posting them, not here, but I made a separate like professional email and YouTube account because I have to be able to like have a place to put videos of my performances because I'm working on my personal website with my resume and everything. So yeah, stay spooky. I'll see you sometime.